Appalachian, like folklore in general, did you have like experience that led you to write about that, or was it just something you studied up on?
So I was born in Lynchburg, Virginia, which is part of the Appalachian mountain range. And that's where I spent like the first 10 years or so of my life before we started this kind of epic move through the South and then up along the Appalachian range spine. And so for me, some of those stories were just embedded from the very beginning. Again, the idea of like, if you see something that's not supposed to be there, no, absolutely you did not. I grew up with that. That was a thing right from the beginning. But I don't think I really considered studying Appalachian folklore proper until I was an adult. And this came after my initial stint in college, like my undergraduate degree was primarily focused on Jewish history. And as part of that, me and a particular professor at Old Dominion University got really interested in folklore, like European folklore related to the Jewish community, and she helped me dig into that a little bit further. So just by virtue of that, I was already very interested in this lore concept and the stories that people create to deal with tragedy, to deal with loss, to deal with the unexplained. And then once I graduated from University of Maryland and moved back to Appalachia, moved back to West Virginia now, that I started practicing some pagan traditions. And for me, what ended up really resonating was Appalachian folk magic. And as part of that, it's naturally fusing with some of the folklore that thrives in Appalachia. But you'll also see commonalities there between what I was studying in European folklore and what is in Appalachian folklore. Even though it's been changed just slightly, I started to see these threads pulling through because, of course, who came to work in the mines? The immigrants. You know, they brought all of that over with them to Appalachia. So they brought the stories with them as well. And it integrated with stories that had already been living here from the indigenous population. So that's a very long-winded way of describing why I got interested in Appalachian folklore. But yeah, essentially, it was there in the very beginning and then had a revival in my life when I was an adult and moved back here.
That's so cool. I'm like very intrigued by it now and I want to know more, but then I also don't. So